Here is a bonus video that we've created, pro tips. How do you make your court date and your first court appearance go smoothly? So let me take you through some tips. Tip number one, what do you bring to this court date? So if it's your first appearance, you want to bring your court summons or the ticket that the police officer gave to you when you got charged. This is helpful because in the event the court cannot find your file, having that information is important. If you have any evidence that contradicts your charge, bring that evidence too. If you have time, you may not, the prosecutor may not have time to speak to you, but you can show it to the prosecutor and that may work in your favor. Tip number two, get there early. The earlier you get to court, the earlier you're going to be able to leave. And this is especially true with the busier courts. Try to get there at least, probably 30 minutes before the start time. Tip number three, confirm you're on the court docket. Now, with every court date, there's a list. It's simply a list of everyone that needs to appear on that date. That list is something called a court docket. Now, you want to confirm you're on that list. Guess what? Sometimes, even though you're supposed to be on that list, you may not be on that list. And if you're not on the list, don't leave, okay? Show the prosecutor the summons that the police gave you and ask what you should do next, and you'll get specific instructions from that prosecutor. Tip number four, see this all the time, get in line. When you get to court, make sure you find the line. It's common for people to show up early and not get in line or wait around while other people form a line. If you miss the right line, that may add a few hours of time in court, which is quite frustrating, which leads to tip number five, it may take hours. Be prepared to be in court for hours. Hopefully it will be quick, but you know what, you never know. Again, understanding these tips are super important for your first time in court, for your first appearance. And that leads to tip number six is, and I can't emphasize this enough, keep your emotions in check, even if you're angry. I mean, getting charged is stressful, I get it. But it's important to keep your emotions in check. Everyone in court, they have a job to do. You're now in a legal process and you need to really just ride it out and do so and be polite to everyone, because that will actually bode very well for your case. Tip number seven, make sure that you stay after you meet with the prosecutor. Don't leave, you got to stay. And after you meet the prosecutor, you can't leave. You have to have your case heard before a justice of the peace. And only then will the justice of the peace say that you can go. Tip number eight, take notes. Make sure you get the prosecutor's name. If possible, get their contact information, get their number, get their email. And take note, this is super important, of your next court appearance date. So the date and the time in the courtroom, because the courts actually will not send you notice of your next date. So you got to write it down.